Now next we're going to do a call quality test of the Liberty 4 Pros in a noisy environment. And as you can see here, the decibel readings are anywhere between 50 and 79 decibel noise. We're going to switch to the Liberty 4 Pros. We're going to stay quiet to see how much is canceled, and then we'll continue with the audio test. Let's go ahead and switch.
Now, this is what the Liberty 4 Pro sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test.
Hey guys, now today we're taking a look at this soundcore Liberty 4 Pro, and we've literally reviewed every single version of the Liberty lineup, and we're happy to be checking out the Liberty 4 Pro, which has a ton of enhancements. So today's video, we're going to do an EBPMAN style call quality audio test. We'll check out all the features, and you have to check them out because these things are amazing. Let's get right to it. Now, the soundcore Liberty 4 Pros have fantastic battery life. We're talking about 10 hours of battery life on a single charge. You heard that right, 10 hours. And if you're like me and you sometimes wear one earbud only in your ear and one in the case, imagine how much more battery life you're going to get. Because again, that's 10 hours per earbud, which I think is spectacular. The other thing that we're talking about is with the case, you're going to get up to 40 hours of usage. So 10 hours using both earbuds at the same time, 40 hours with the case. The case also supports wireless charging. You have a 5-minute charge is going to give you 4 hours of, again, usage, which is pretty spectacular as well. So that's really, really fast. Now, in addition to that, you have 6 mics that have AI technology that are going to give you clear calls. And we're going to see how well they do, right? Because we're going to put it through our test. Several sensors as well, 7 sensors. And it also has a barometric sensor, which is, I know I've seen earbuds that have this, but the implementation of this is pretty unique. I've actually seen it in the app, and you're going to see this, where it actually shows what the barometric pressure is, and it basically compensates for this. This barometric pressure sensor basically is going to be able to enhance up to 178% noise canceling during flights. And I fly a lot, so having something that really does really well on an airplane is really important to me, and I know it's going to be important to many of you who are frequent travelers. Now, it also features this adaptive active noise canceling 3.0, which is going to cycle through the environment and adjust every 0.3 seconds. Again, that's 0.3 seconds. It's basically adjusting and monitoring the noise, and that's because it has, again, those 6 sound sensors that combines with that barometric sensor. So a lot of cool stuff going on here. Now, they claim studio level high fidelity music. We'll hear it in our test. Bluetooth 5.3, and it's IPX5 rated. So let's go ahead and take a closer look at these, and we'll see why you should pay attention and check these out. Frankly, pick one up. Now in the box, you'll receive your, again, Liberty 4 Pros. You'll have this little compartment, which you'll want to check out and open up, because here you have all these ear tips. They're going to allow you to modify, again, the fit of these earbuds. Now, keep in mind that you don't always have to have the same size for every ear. Your ears are going to be different. So it's okay to have a small and a large, or small and a medium, medium and a large. You know, just whichever one you use, make sure that they don't fall out. And then you could also run a fit test to just make sure you got a good seal. So we have earbuds, and we have lots of them. You have a USB A to USB-C cable. We'll set that to the side. And then here we have the actual Liberty 4 Pros. And first of all, you'll notice that on the bottom, you have a USB-C charging port right here available. And I'll tell you, at first when I grabbed these, I was like, how do you open this? Because, did you see how that lit up there? That's one of the superpowers of this case, and I'm going to show you in a second. But I was trying to figure out, and it doesn't flip up. It actually slides out. And you'll notice that there's some stuff happening there that I'm going to give you a peek at. But before we do that, I just want to show you the wireless charging feature. So I can put this over here, and it automatically starts charging the case. Now, you've been seeing something light up, and this to me is super cool. I'm going to open this up like this. And then what you're going to see in here is you have 2 fuel gauges. But more than fuel gauges, you also have percentages. The percentages are telling me how much battery life I have in each case. And this is interactive. I can actually slide up to increase something or slide down. Active noise canceling controls right from the case. Crazy, right? The actual earbuds themselves are magnetically placed. They will not fall out, right? And I'm going to go ahead and take these out so you can see how, you know, the case is kind of like interactive. It's kind of super duper smart. And the earbuds do have like squeeze controls on the sides that you'll be able to activate certain features, you know, your play pause and things like that. Liberty Pros go in your ear, and they actually have these tips, right, that go in, and they kind of lock into place. But this is what they look like. They're very sleek, right? And you can see how you have the contact points there for charging. I'm going to put one on here, and I'm going to put another one on here. And now the one thing I'll highlight about these is the profile. So I want you to look. So looking straight ahead, they are very, very slim in profile, and they almost disappear, right? So you don't see them popping out. And I'm going to turn to the right so you can see it, and I'm going to turn to the left, right? So you can see how they are. So very thin profile. They don't bulge out, which I love. And again, you're going to get a really good seal when you're wearing these. Now, the app is going to allow you to control several things. It does have ambient mode where you can hear everything that's going on around you. It does have noise canceling mode, which also is available. And then, as I mentioned here, the actual case here is interactive. And what you could do is just by sliding, let me see if I can get it to work on mine. Yeah. Now, as you notice right here, the case, you can adjust certain controls by swiping left or swiping right, increasing or decreasing noise canceling, and then you could also then switch from modes to modes. I'm using, a very first generation of the software or an updated version of the firmware. Now, the case, you can actually use it to control certain functions, and you can see that it's telling me that A and C is on. You can see the controls right here, and then you can see the actual amount of intensity that's going through. But you also have this in the app, and we're going to take a closer look at the app as well. Now, before going into the app, let's talk about the audio experience and also the modes, right? We talked about the fact that there's an ambient sound. There is a active noise canceling function as well that you can have. And then there's also then the now the case is it's pretty cool, right? So the case is indicating a lot of what's going on with the earbuds. If you have transparency mode, you'll notice it'll say transparency. If you have active noise canceling on, it will say active noise canceling. So it's going to tell you a lot about what's going on with your earbuds. And whatever you configure on your phone is going to show up here on the case itself. So watch, I'm going to swipe it up all the way up to active noise canceling. You notice how it says A and C, and it's at 100%. I'm going to bring it to 5. And actually, we're going to bring it one right there, up to 5. And what will happen is the actual case itself will update as well as I'm moving things around. Sometimes it goes to sleep a little bit, but you can see right there where it's at. And if I'm in transparency mode, it's going to say it, and you can see that there. And in transparency mode, it doesn't sound robotic. It sounds natural, which I like. Now, basically, you just hear. I don't have super hearing. It's not giving me transparency mode plus, just as an FYI. Then I could go into normal, which is no active noise canceling on, but it is just the passive kind of seal that you get from your earbuds is what you get. And then I could go all the way up to active noise canceling, and basically I can control that in the slider. So all those things are possible here. So audio signature, just to give you a sense, bass, mids, and highs are present. Great separation of noise. There's an EQ that you can adjust. There's a lot that you can do with these. And let's go into the app so you can see all the features, and then we'll go into our call quality test. Now, the Soundcore app is a very robust app, has a lot of configuration, a lot of flexibility. As we take a look at some of the features here, you'll notice that you have the earbuds, you have the case percentage. You then can go over here and you can go through a hearing test to adjust things to you. You could do a spatial audio feature, which is something that, again, is going to give you a lot of immersive, almost like 3D type of experience when it's listening to audio. You could also then have a preference test to see, what you prefer, and it's going to give you some sound selections. I prefer bass boost. That's my groove right there, so I'll put that at there. And then you can have a custom EQ where you can actually modify it yourself. Now, in addition to that, we'll go back over here and we'll take a look at things. You can see what some of the control options are going to be. Single press, double press, all the features that you'll get as you're using these. And then if we go to the very beginning, you'll notice here's the cool thing. So basically what you have is this slider, and this slider interacts with the slider that I see there on the actual case itself. And you could go from, again, normal, active noise canceling, and you can actually hear the difference as that takes place, all the way up to transparency mode. And I can hear myself now speaking normally, which is kind of freaking cool, right? So here you have that. Now, the other thing that you could do here is you can basically turn on airplane mode. And with the airplane mode, you could actually have it do a check. Notice I was saying current air pressure. Haven't seen this before. it's actually telling me what my pressure is, and I can say automatic update, which is going to do that test and come up with it. It's currently saying that this is my current air pressure. I'm in my studio, so there's not the kind of pressure when you're on a plane. But next week, I'm on a plane. I am testing this guy out, and I want to see how that works. You could do optimize, and then you could do noise reduction, right? So turn on this function. It could reduce to avoid noisy interference caused by wind, right? So as the wind is blowing, it could basically interrupt things. So lots going on there. Now, if I go into my settings area, I could have my easy chat, right? Enable easy chat to lower the music volume from your device and make vocals clearer for short conversations. So that's a cool feature. Adaptive sound leakage compensation, right? I like that feature as well. You have safe volume, where if you don't want to play it too loud, right, and hurt your ears. Prompt tone sound mode here. You could look at preferred quality, right? Combine audio with the quality connection. You can focus on one or the other. You have dual connections, right? So what else do you have? Connections. So I have dual connections. So if you want to have multi-point, your fit test, charge case settings, right? So here you can see all of the things that you can be interacting with, right? Ambient sound, spatial audio, atmosphere, find my device, remote camera. Ooh, that's pretty cool. I like that. I got to test that out. Here you have your device name, your case, and then information about your serial number. Now, one last thing I want to highlight is find my device. This is pretty cool. I always misplace stuff. Find my earbuds or find your case. That's important. So if I press this button, I actually hear, let me do this. The case is making noise. Love it, right? So that's a cool feature. So let's go ahead and go into the call quality test. Now, next we're going to do a call quality test of the Liberty 4 Pros in a quiet environment. As you take a look at our decibel readings, anywhere between 28 and 32 decibels of noise. It's going to switch.
Now, this is what the Liberty 4 Pros would sound like in a quiet environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Let's go ahead and add some wind. Now, this is what the Liberty 4 Pros would sound like with wind in the environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test.
Now, next we're going to do a call quality test of the Liberty 4 Pros in a noisy environment. And as you can see here, the decibel readings are anywhere between 50 and 79 decibels of noise. We're going to switch to the Liberty 4 Pros. We're going to stay quiet to see how much is canceled, and then we'll continue with the audio test. It's going to switch.
Now, this is what the Liberty 4 Pro sound like in a noisy environment. This is a test. 1, 2, 3. This is our test. Now, if you're wondering what they sound like with an infant crying in the background, this is what they sound like with an infant crying in the background. Now, if you're wondering what they sound like with a dog barking in the background, this is what they sound like with a dog barking. Now, if you're wondering what they sound like with the doorbell ringing, this is what they sound like with the doorbell ringing.
So guys, the Liberty 4 Pros are a great upgrade. I am actually really enjoying the active noise canceling. The sound quality, the call quality is pretty spectacular. And I'm really looking forward to taking these on a plane. And I'm sure I'm going to enjoy, again, the active noise canceling with that barometric sensor. Can't wait to try them out. See you in the next video.